labor. Do you guys know what emotional labor is?
I read a little bit about because I don't know. I don't knew, né? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
The expression. I didn't know the expression.
Perfect. Yes. Today we're going to understand a little better what emotional labor is. And to do that, we're going to start by watching a video. This is a video from one of my favorite channels on the internet, on YouTube, that is Answering Progress. There are these three friends that do research about a lot of stuff, and it's pretty fun to watch, especially because they do some experiences, and most of the time the experiences go wrong. So it's fun to watch the experiences going wrong, but there's also like a lesson after, which is really nice to learn too. So we're going to learn to watch the initial minutes of the video, and then just to understand a little better what emotional labor is. Here, let me share my sound, everything in the sound with you guys here. All right, here we go. I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm not gonna put it on full screen because then it's easier to give credits to the channel that posted the video. All right, here we go.
Hey there, welcome to the video. My name is Melissa and I'll be your host for today. Today's special is emotional labor with a side of bread. I love your shoes, by the way. How's that for performance? In this video, I learned from emotional labor's leading researcher and read 1,156 reviews on the internet to figure out if y'all even notice it happening. I think this is going to be a long night. Thank you to Brilliant for sponsoring a portion of this video. I used to be a server at a bar for almost 4 years. More than half of my income that I made came from my tips. And I know that probably wasn't because people were impressed by my ability to remember their orders or the fact that I was running around on an 8-hour shift on a handful of french fries. It was because I was friendly, inviting, and acted nice, and people like that. It kind of felt like I had no choice but to put up this facade, otherwise I wouldn't get paid. And that could be really hard because sometimes people suck. Alright, so are we ready to take our orders and everything? Yes, so I would like the Cobb salad. Great choice. But can I get that with a hard-boiled egg instead? Yeah, we can absolutely do a hard-boiled egg for you. I just want to let you know that it's going to take about an extra 15 to 20 minutes just because you don't have any ready on hand right now. Is that okay with you? Oh, I don't mind waiting. That's no problem. Wonderful. I'll go put those in the kitchen. Hi, yeah, so it's been exactly half an hour. Where's my egg? Oh yeah, I'm really sorry. It's actually not ready yet. This is unacceptable. And you know what? It was never listed in my responsibilities to smile at creeps, but it might as well have been. So in this video, let's figure out why servers need to smile and if it's worthwhile. I don't understand. How am I supposed to boil an egg faster? You want me to defy physics? Now, it took about 2 Google searches before realizing that the thing that I'm talking about is emotional labor, which is a term created by Dr. Arlie Russell Hochschild. So I reached out to her, and she actually replied she's too busy. However, she gave me a reading assignment to help me answer all of the questions that I sent her, which is really sweet and unexpected, considering I misspelled her name in the email that I sent. I need to get better at that. But anyways, let's get reading. So, I read her recommendations, which included her book, The Managed Heart, and a collection of essays including Can Emotional Labor Be Fun? Alright, so the thing that I felt at the restaurant, like being super friendly to guests was a part of the job, is actually an example of emotional labor. Now, to understand what that really means, let's go back to the beginning. What is emotional labor? The sociologist Dr. Arlie Russell Hochschild coined the term in her 1983 book, The Managed Heart. She first noticed the way people can manage their emotions to sell a specific image after seeing the way her parents' behaviors changed around dinner guests. She then extended that concept to the workforce and defined emotional labor as the work employees do to evoke or suppress feeling or emotion in the service of doing paid work. Hochschild's original example was the common caring persona flight attendants maintain even in the face of rude flyers, to sell the idea that the cabin is a safe space to relax. Now, emotional labor is often overlooked by customers because of social expectations and the way that it's commonly used to disarm and create a sense of ease. It can also be invisible to employees in the sense that the labor is expected, even though it isn't tracked or consistently compensated like other responsibilities. However, if you look for it, you can find emotional labor across many industries, especially in the service sector, like when your real estate agent is excited for you to sign the deed on a house, selling the idea that accepting the average person's largest source of debt is fun, or when your server laughs at your joke, selling you a camaraderie that's worth tipping, or when a social media manager filters their personal experiences through a brand's account, selling you a sense that a corporation is as relatable as a person. So that's what emotional labor is. Or is it? There's another way that
All right, so that would be in a kind of long explanation, so like kind of sometimes difficult to understand, but what emotional labor is, which is like this work we have to do, especially when we're working with people, of being friendly and smiling and creating a good environment all the time, even if you're sad, even if you're anxious, even if you're depressed. When you're attending people, you gotta be, yeah, you know. So here, going to the questions now, but before, as usual here on Talk and Talk, you guys already know the rules, right? We don't correct everyone. We try to avoid correcting because this makes awkward. The purpose here is for us to not be afraid to make mistakes and to get confidence on speaking. So we avoid that. We also are respectful to everyone. Doesn't matter their background, where they are, who they are, or where they come from. We try to be respectful to everybody in here. And well, that's it. But I got the questions for us to talk about in here. I'm going to leave them in the chat. Did you guys oh, just a second? Wrong button. All right. Did everybody receive the questions in the chat?
Yes.
All right. Perfect. So to you, Vinicius, what do you understand as emotional labor?
It's a quite complicated question, but I don't know. I think when we talk about the person need to work like a services, like a hotel or something like that, it's a quite complicated because the people need always smile, not always be happy, and in fact I don't know. I think nobody can be happy for all the time, like some days, your days like a very bad day, and you need to be happy and smile for everyone. So, and I think there's a lot of people don't think about it, because they just don't think, oh, the guy need smile, be happy all the time because I want to, like I'm paying for it, but it's not true. There's a person working there, and I think it's a quite problem in how the world, and I think I don't know. I will Google it after, but I think there's a lot of depression in this area. Like people, they are not happy. They're not good with his job, but everyone has bills to pay, so need to work for it. It's complicated, I guess.
Yeah, it truly is like, even if you're feeling bad, if you're feeling down, at the end of the day, you still have bills to pay, a family to support. And even if it's like sometimes abusive or too much to handle, it's still something we've got to do. And kind of sometimes we have no choice, right? All right. What about you, Carmen? What do you understand as emotional labor?
I think he is manage the emotion expression of the feelings. The feelings, emotion about situation around you, né? Manage the. Do you understand? Because this topic is very hard for me.
No, you're doing great. That's right. That's awesome.
I will go to learn with you, Vinicius, Sonia.
Perfect. Talking about Sonia, what do you understand as emotional labor?
Okay. When I read about this emotional labor, I searching about this situation. For example, when I start this, when I significado and the more complex, but I read this very new this way 1918 appearing in the new, but it is a process the expression, okay, the emotion, and the feeling, internal feeling, with the base demand emotional, exigida by occupation or context the word. Why this situation ever now is very difficult because the emotion labor is start with I, because it is necessary that know myself, in my opinion, because I don't put the thing, the other guys or cobrar the solution or the work other person without when I don't know in myself. Is very hard. But I think this situation, but it is very new. No, speak about this emotion labor for me is very new. No, others, the process of others. Okay, exist a long time, but today is a conversation about this is more explained, is more new in noticiários.
The news, yeah.
Yeah, the news, né? Yes.
Perfect. Guys, that's an interesting thing. We have to deal with, like, manage our emotions and the way we behave since always. It's been like since the start of human connections and human interactions, we've always learned that we need to manage our emotions. Sometimes even if we're sad or if you're angry, we shouldn't show that to people. We should try to be pleasurable and nice to other people, all the time. And that's kind of like very harsh and annoying, and it's demanding a lot of ourselves. But that's one cool thing. So, like, this definition of what emotional labor is, as you said, it's pretty new. It was invented in 1918. It was like, it's pretty recent. It's not something people talk a lot. But what about you guys? That's question number 2. Have you ever thought about emotional labor before? Have you ever stopped to think about, oh, So I have to be kind and friendly to everybody every single day, but is this really something I have to do? Is it something that, because people don't pay me for that. They pay me to do a work. Have you ever thought, Sonia, before about emotional labor?
Okay. I remember when I younger with work with my parents, for example, because my parents had the supermarket. I start work. I have 12 years old. I remember when I little girl and work a lot together with family, and don't depression, don't the sick mental. I don't remember the speak about this, but today is very increase the situation, the person with depressions, mental pressures, and the because the people don't know internal, no, because it is different when I have control in myself. When I speak this emotion labor, with talking with other person. In my opinion, is I remember when I started working at company today, 20 years old. I don't think about this, but today is very important working with this, know the people, because I am a director in company, is hard, is problem, because the people is different the other people. Person indifferent the other person is for example, when I need to conversation about the same subject with the person, okay, but the other person is the other way the conversation, because it's don't the same person. Understand me? Oh, more philosophy. No, but for me it's very hard, because I really learning work emotional labor with the company, with the people, with the guys, with the state. For example, I work with the representatives all the Brazil. In state is different state, is different culture, né? Is different speak with the guys. For example, when I explain all the subject, the guy in Santa Catarina is different when I speak the same subject in Pará, for example, the people, the person in Pará. Is different culture, is different thinking, is different way they understanding.
Yeah, sometimes even the words are different for some things, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult. And then you gotta manage your emotions all the time. If a person is not understanding, you can't get angry at the person. You gotta repeat again, do the work, and it's exhausting for both, for the person that's trying to understand and for the person that's trying to explain to, And this is not something that's taken into account when they're paying your salary. Then they're like, okay, Sonia, you went through a lot this month. A lot of people made you angry. A lot of people were testing your patience. So we're giving you an extra 200. No, they're not going to give, people don't give that, you know. So it's kind of difficult because that's a personal demand. That's a personal tiredness that we get for doing our job. That's not like, you know, it isn't balanced. What about you, Vinny? Have you ever thought about emotional labor before?
I have admitted I have never thought about it, but when I see the video, I remember when I working as a support, you know, like, and it's complicated because, you know, the people just call the support to complain about something that doesn't work correctly. So, and you know, a lot of people just want complain about something, even though most of the case I'm not the guy to resolve the case. You know, I just need to listen the people complain about everything. You know, like his car broken, his family, or something like that. And
Sometimes it's not even related to your work, right? It's something, oh, my dog died. And we're like, all right. And
yes. Oh, okay. Your car is broken. Oh, it's so sad. It's happened. You know, like anyway. And I'm thinking about it, and this kind of thing is so common, and I think we don't thought about that because, you know, like it's complicated because I work as a sport, like I said, and sometimes I just think, why you tell me this? I don't need to listen that, but I have bills to pay, so I need just breathe deeply, you know, like you thought about your bills, and after that I just, oh, okay, I will try help you, even, you know, you're not a good person, you just scream on the phone. And I don't know, I've never thought about that, but I I will be a better person with the support guys nowadays. Yes. When you're on the other side, it's complicated.
yes, I completely understand what you say because I've been on this other side too of like attending people. I used to work in a restaurant. I used to work in a pastelaria, and we would attend thousands of people every day. And these people, they would be in all different moods from all different personalities. One day the person will be smiling at you. The second day the person will be try screaming at you, and you never know what's gonna happen. And people are asking and making questions and want you to do your job fast and everything, and you gotta do a lot at the same time. And for me too, after I've been through this, and I also worked as support in a company once, and after being at this through these experiences, it changed a lot the way I see people that do these services, you know, that have to answer to us and help us with things, because we never know what this person is going through. And sometimes it's not because they're doing a bad job, it's just because they can solve that for you right now. It's not their job, it's not their department, you know. And I think it's really unfair when people start screaming, because some people, you worked at support, Vinny, some people, they don't want their problem to be solved. They just want somebody to scream at, right?
Yes, totally. You know, like I just want to scream, or in a lot of times complain about random stuff. You know, like, oh, I hate the weather, and I just think, oh, okay, why you don't just die and you don't need to see the weather every day? But of course, I don't say that, you know, but it's complicated. And I just googled in here, and like Sonia said, there's a lot increase of the case about depression in this area, you know, like marketing area, sellers area, you know, like it's complicated. And I think this in some years will become a really, really state problem, you know, like a lot of people sick, mental sick, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something to pay attention to. The trending is like a trend. But all right. And what about you, Carmen? Have you ever thought about things before about emotional labor? Your microphone is muted.
I have
Thanks.
never, but when I read the top, I saw there is the situation. There is a long time, né? Mailing in the domestic work, né? Housework, when the men, the women, né? Deal with emotions, when deal with the husband, the children. In this topic, I read was the situation, não, I don't know, recai mais sobre a mulher, né? Eram moças, as donas de casas.
Yeah, that's a great point, because especially on situations where emotional labor happens, usually women are in a more vulnerable position, especially when there's an interaction between men and women, because men tend to get aggressive or to, you know, think they're better for being men and this kind of stuff. And it's another thing to think about too.
Invisible work, né? The people don't see, don't remunerate, né? But it's very exhausting for the mother, né? The mother.
That too. All right. And Carmen, you used to be a nurse, right? Now you're retired, but you used to be a nurse.
Yes.
All right. Was emotional labor necessary in your job? And what kinds of things you had to do in your job that could be considered emotional labor?
In all situations, the nose is trained for deal with your emotion, because the patient, I don't know, patient is very weak, né? Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's very necessary, important, the nurse deal with your emotions.
Awesome.
Other name, because emotion or labor emotions is new for me, but the situation is very common, né?
Yeah. And it's something that you didn't even know the name, but you were doing day after day. So, for example, if a person is sick, is in the hospital bed, in your job description, the only thing you have to do is you go there, you get the person the food, you give the person the medicine, you change the bandages. That's in your job description. But they also expect from you to make the person laugh, to talk to the person, to make the person feel comfortable. That's something that's not in your job description, but you used to do because people expected you to do it, right? And
nurse needed left the problem in your house. because the situation exige sorrir, smile, patient, kind.
Yes, I think that the job nurses do is really great. All right. What about you, Sonia? Is emotional labor necessary in your job, and what kinds of things you do that could be considered emotional labor?
I consider, okay, in all the work, in no specific the work, but the nurse is very hard, in my opinion, because they lead with the patients, the family patients, and work with together the other nursing, the regras, rules, and is difficult, all the process with the labor. What kind of you have to that could be considered emotional labor? Is very nice, because when I speak with the person, for example, when I gerente or owner the work, is necessary emotional labor, because it is I consider, when I equilibrate with speak other person, it's not being nice, but is considered como que é? Improve this situation, they speak with the other person, and for example, here in my work is, oh my gosh, is several situation. I sometimes I need engolir as emoções, emotion, and following the procedure, because no easy work, emotion labor, because when I arrive in work, don't sacolinha put in the gate, okay? My, for example, Sonia, and when I come back enter at work, other Sonia. No, it's impossible. It's control, no other person. It's the same person with the problem, with the family, with all the situation in my life, but is necessary control in my work, for example.
Júnior, I think it's very important all work is smile and listen to, né? Yesterday, I went to the doctor. I wait a lot because it's very people, né, for consultation. But the attendant, I don't know, is very smiling, very simpática. Muito simpática.
Comfortable you, yes.
Tão simpática, tão risonha. I feel né? E comfortable. I wait sem reclamar.
Is the same video, watch video to now. The waiter to 50 or 20 minutes the wait, okay? No problem. But after 5 minutes, yeah, my
Where's my egg, right?
yes, my egg. Put the guy's information about this, no, because he's the person don't have patience.
Impatient, they sign this word.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Very impatient, né?
It really is. And I guess that like it also comes to the experience you're living in the moment because for example, the moment Carmen was at the doctor, she was bored. She didn't have anything to do. So for her, the time was taking so long to pass. Maybe she waited 30 minutes, but for her, it felt like an hour because she was bored and she didn't have anything to do. For the receptionist, for the attendant at the doctor's office, she was doing a lot of stuff. She was scheduling appointments. She was talking to suppliers. She was doing reports. So for her, 30 minutes passed like 5, and she wasn't paying attention. She was doing a lot of stuff, but she was still, even she had to do a lot of her job and a lot of things to do. She was still smiling and trying to be nice to make everyone around feel comfortable, right? So that's an important job to keep, society happy and everybody light environment. But maybe a person is in a bad day. Maybe maybe this attendant could be on her period and suffering a lot of pain, and it will be difficult for her to still smile during this process, but she still has to do it. So maybe when we think of it, would be nice if people that work in services like this, they could get an extra, or there, if we had a way to pay or to compensate for this kind of work, which is not easy for us to do. But yeah, it's something important. It's nice when you go to a place and the person receives you with a smile and a good attitude, right? Mr. Vini, what about you? Is emotional labor necessary in your job? And what kinds of things do you have to do that can be considered emotional labor?
I don't think so. I don't think I need be a good move and I smile on my work because I'm a developer, so I may always complain about something, it's a normal thing on my work. But I think we need deal with some expectation by the client, like you hire me to make some app and you're waiting for it and I just show you and it's not what I expecting for, like it's not so what I wanted. So I don't know if it's kind of a labor job about emotional job, but I think with expectation about with client it's complicated. You're waiting something a long time, and when you take it, it's not for what you're expecting for. So it's not okay. And could I have considered emotional labor? Sometimes I want to kill my client. Sometimes I just think why you don't die, and I don't say that. So I guess for me it's emotional labor in that. But I don't work with the client, in physical place. So I just call with the clients with the phone, and I just need to mute our phone and breathe, count to 10 or 100, depends on the case, and talk again with the client. But you know, it's my job is not so complicated like be Carmen was a nurse. I think if I work as a nurse, I will the worst nurse ever because you know the people it's not okay in the just guy just give up you will die I guess and I don't know how I resolve that so I'm not so good with depression you know like the people oh someone is screaming like he broken his legs or something and you just need to be calm and say everything is gonna be okay and you just think oh it's not gonna okay your leg is broken you know like to other side so I think my job is easier than a lot of jobs you know like calm that any jobs you need to be calm person I'm not so good I guess.
I get it. I imagine you as a nurse, you get into the room and you're like, okay, now we have to give you an injection. The person, no, I don't want to take an injection. Okay, I'm not gonna give you an injection. You're gonna die. Have a nice day, and then just walk out.
Yes, you know, like I just think I'm like that, and I just think, okay, I'm the worst guy for this kind of job, so I'm just a IT guy. It's more easy.
But it's completely understandable. I understand you. Uh, I like being a teacher for me involved a lot of emotional labor of like when we have to deal with students, when we have to be with the students, because when you go to a class, you don't want to see a sad person. You don't want to see a person crying or an angry teacher because you're going to be scared, you know. You don't want to watch a class and the teacher is like, so today we're going to talk about the civil prison, you know. So sometimes I wasn't feeling good and I wasn't, especially after we started working remotely because of the pandemic and I was teaching classes at home. And I started to get into some sort of like depression and a depressive state. And some days I would be just like, you know, not wanting to do anything, just stay the entire day in bed and not wanting to do anything, but I had to work. So when it was time for the class, I would get up, sit down here and open a smile, teach an hour, an entire hour laughing and making fun and making jokes. And as soon as I close the class, I'll be like, you know, my God, I want to explode this computer and never see anyone again.
Yes, I think you are like a guy that loves with be the people, you know, like talk with the people. I'm not like that. I'm not so good communicate. So for me, it's more complicated. Be with a lot of people than other side. You know, like it's more easily when I just use my computer.
Right. Now, one question for you guys here. When you have a person attending you in a business, how do you expect them to attend you?
I independent the situation. For example, when I solve the problem with the company cell phone, for example, for me it's very hard. It's very don't patient about this situation, okay? But when I stayed the company attending in my business is only respect for me because I am a client, okay? But no severe because it is different. For example, when I stay, example, I look não sei se é procurar, I don't found.
Look for.
I look for Junior, my teacher. Okay, but I am double because I don't have speaking English. I don't the subject the Junior attend me and okay, but Junior is very simpático. Is very sente a minha dor, né? Because I am explain why what do you necessary with my aspect, and this Junior is very intend my or support me. Okay, but my work with this situation, this Sonia, is the price. Okay, if if you consider my problem, but you answer for me, I don't think how much the price, because it is necessary, because you attend my expect is when I attend in my work. Is very nice because I think no, I say a lot with my friends. Client have no client had the
clients
reason a lot. No important the problem, but solve the problem the client. After we conversation about the solution, why don't what you happen? Okay, but the solution the problem with the client after we conversation is my opinion, this question for.
All right, nice. And what about you, Vinny? When you have a person attending you in a business, how do you expect them to attend you?
I totally agree with all Sonia said before. I think I just expect the person resolve my problem, like simple like that. I of course the people smile, be a good person for me, it's better, but just to resolve the problem, and for me it's okay, like a seller want sell a cell phone for me, just sell me the best one that I can pay, and that's okay for me. I think it's like simple,
Mhm. All right, nice. And what about you, Carmen? When you have a person attend you in a business, how do you expect them to attend you?
I hope the people pay attention with me, in me, resolve my problem. He don't need to smile, but pay attention, listen to me, and resolve my problem.
Yeah.
Empathy, né? Empatia.
Mm-hmm.
because this problem is very important for me. I want the person feel empathy for me.
All right.
Precisa dizer feel? I feel empathy ou só empathy?
We feel empathy for somebody, yeah.
É.
Or we have empathy.
The problem is very important. I want a lot to resolve my problem. The person don't show any interest.
Yeah.
Resolve, put difficulty in the situation. It's difficult, né?
Yeah, that is quite annoying. When you're talking to a person, the person is there to help you do something, to give you something, and the person is just not paying attention. Not because it's not something you're asking like, look, I want you to be nice and cheer and happy all the time. No, I just want you to do your job. You want to do your job in a good face, do your job in a good face, but do what you have to do. You know, yeah, in this case, I kind of agree. But all right. I didn't comment much on this part because I wanted us to have some time to answer number 6. How often do you guys see people being rude or unreasonable with service workers? And what do you do in such situations? If you see a person being rude to somebody that's attending them, maybe a waiter, maybe a seller, a salesperson, maybe a bank teller, how often do you see this scene happening, and what do you do in these situations?
Is very interesting because other day this situation happening in my work. Okay, I wait the situation, and the other I came and chamei the person in my room, and do you like your work? I like. Okay. If I me comportasse the same you, why you answer for me? I stayed very sad because okay, but do you make the same situation with the colleague? Okay. I know, yes. Is for me is very hard, is very problem because the people, the person don't merece this work, this way we conversation with her. And okay, incredible because the person don't realize, percebeu, Titer? Percebeu this situation they make.
The person didn't realize. That's what misses, you know. If you did the same thing the person did to another person, they would get outraged, they would feel sad, they would feel violated, but they're doing it with the other person. So, you know, some people don't think like, okay, wait a second, I'm doing something, but if somebody did that to you, I would feel. But, you know, sometimes the person thinks, okay, I would be incapable of doing this thing, you know, like, oh, this person is making a mistake. I would never make the same mistake, but we all make mistakes all the time, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
It's
complicated, but in my opinion, we necessary know yourself. For me is important in this situation, because if I know myself, I don't aggressive with the other person. Yeah. But I remember when I stayed in restaurant, when I rate told me attend me rude, okay? Is very rude. My husband keep it calm, Sonia, because my husband know okay, but I don't sair daqui with the problem, because in my mind no de acordo. Ok, I chamei the waiter, and do you like working here? So. Okay, but do you don't happy here? Pede a conta, dê o lugar para outro, because do you rude with me, but I see other person in other table is problem, okay? Okay, thank you very much. Smile is very nice. When I get out the restaurant, girl hug me and thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, but it is necessary.
Yeah. And what about you, Carmen? How often do you see people being rude or unreasonable with people that work in services? And what do you usually do in these situations?
I think like cadê o nome dela aí? Sonia said, these people had a problem, don't feel happy in the work. I had a problem in the house, né? I try myself control because I don't return more the service. For example, in the restaurant or in the store, I don't come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But with me is I before this pandemic, I at home. I don't remember the situation in the past, a long time. I don't remember.
Okay. All right. One day, something that happened to me was I made a friend. She used to live here in the neighborhood. Now she lives in another city because she went for college. But I made a friend in the neighborhood, and she worked in a nice cafe over here. And she invited me to go there to see how the cafe is, and she said that things in there are really good. So I went one day, but the day that I went, she wasn't at work. She had just left when I got there, so we didn't meet. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go again. And then the next time I was going, I invited a friend from work. And then we went there, we sat down, we looked at the menu, we asked for the food. And this friend of mine, she ordered her food, but she was talking about a lot of stuff. So she made a lot of questions to the waiter, and she asked for the waiter to change a lot of things in the food, in the orders. Oh, can I have these, but with a different type of sauce, a different type of this and that? And then she made a big mess. She messed her head, she messed my head, and she made a mess in the head of the waiter too. But at the end of the order, we reviewed everything that we ordered. And then the waiter went, they brought the stuff, we ate. And then we were talking, and she was like, oh, I'm waiting for something that I asked, that I ordered. And I was like, are you sure you ordered this? She's like, I'm sure I ordered this. I confirmed with the waiter and everything. Like, I don't think you ordered it. And she's like, no, I'm pretty sure I ordered it. And like, we revealed all the items before we ordered. You did. She's like, no, I'm pretty sure. And then she called the waiter, and then I ordered something you didn't bring. And the waiter's like, did you really? She's like, yeah. And then the waiter revealed the things on the system. She's like, we don't have an order for that here. Maybe I forgot. But since the client is always right, that's the rule. The client's always right. The waiter was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm going to bring it to you, everything. Then they went there. They brought the thing. She ate. And then the manager of the waiter, she came out and she apologized and everything. And this waiter was my friend that invited me to go to the cafe. And then she was really ashamed. Her face was red and everything. And my friend from work, she was so sure in her head that she ordered the thing that I couldn't convince that she didn't order. So then we finished eating, we got up from the table, we paid, and then we left. When we were leaving, I was like, oh, just a second, I forgot something inside. Then she was like, okay, I'm going to continue walking, and then we meet in the middle of the way. I'm like, okay. I went back to the cafe. I asked to talk to the manager. I was like, look, I'm so sorry for my friend. I am sure she didn't ask that. I'm sure she didn't order the thing, but I couldn't convince her of the contrary, and I didn't want to start a fight. So I didn't say anything, but she didn't order. Okay, it's not the blame is not on the waiter, but it was such an awkward situation. Jesus Christ.
Quase ganha o almoço, quase ganha o café, hein? This situation.
Exactly. Exactly. But it was really nice. All right. I wish we could stay here and finish all the questions, but unfortunately, we're already past the time to end. But is there anything you two want to... Vini had to go because he had to work. But is there anything you two would like to share or say before we go? Yeah.
Share the link.
Yeah, I'm getting it here right now. Here. This is the link for the survey, for the feedback, so the girls can help us with your opinion, please.
Nice to meet you, Sonia.
Nice to meet you. I am speak a lot, sorry.
I like.
But in English, no, Carmen, but in Portuguese, oh my gosh.
We are here improve speaking.
But I forgot the words, but some.
I need to speak more.
Vamos embora.
Yes.
It's all part of the process. What you do now, you finish the call, you take a look at the words you didn't remember, you go to the dictionary, to Google and anything, and then you learn the words, take notes, practice.
But I love TNT because I stayed more comfortable when I speak. But after TNT, oh my gosh, it's terrible, my communication. But today I think more no good, but so is very I like it.
The people is very friendly, teacher, all the good news.
Vocês de TNT são maravilhosos e wonderful, ok? Não só Junior, but all the people. I like.
I'm really glad to hear that. And it's a part of the process, right? When we start, we are shy. because it's not only the words and the vocabulary and the rules, it's also the shyness, the feeling uncomfortable when we have to speak, especially in front of other people. So we have to overcome all that before we start focusing on all the technical parts. And it's already visible, like the progress you're having since you started. And then it's like a process. We continue participating. The importance not giving up.
But in my opinion, Junior, when I the teacher the connect with the guys is very nice, in my opinion, Carmen, because we feeling more confidence when you pay attention when I speak, I and Carmen or other person. Yeah, for me, it's very comfortable. It's very good. It's very nice. I every day I stay emotional when I make TNT conversation, because I learning a lot. Yes.
Nice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Carlos.
It
Awesome.
was nice. The class, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was really great, girls. Have a nice day and amazing rest of the week. Kisses. See you all next class, next immersion. Stay safe, wash your hands, drink water.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.